Viruses are among the biggest threat to humanity, with the current pandemic showing how these pathogens can shut down countries, halt entire industries, and cause untold human suffering as they spread through communities. Viruses have also evolved in such a way that they are difficult to kill. They exist like freeloading zombies, not quite dead, yet certainly not alive. As for waging a direct attack against the coronavirus and most other viruses, there are no drugs. The human immune system is on its own. The reason behind this incapability involves biology and, to a lesser extent, money. Drug companies have developed treatment for a handful of viruses in the last few decades, such as HIV and flu. But the arsenal to fight these viruses is minimal when compared with other available antibiotics we have for treating bacteria. Remember that viruses are not bacteria, so antibiotics are of no help. The main difficulty is that viruses are technically not alive. Instead, they depend on the machinery inside human cell to reproduce. So a drug that targets any part of that parasitic cycle could harm the patient in the process. Bacteria are all related to each other, at least distantly, and share some common characteristics such as having a cell wall. So a drug that works against one kind of bacteria, say by disrupting the cell wall, often works against another one. That is what is meant by broad spectrum antibiotics, though lately those tried and true weapons have been overused, leading to certain bacteria to develop resistance. Certain classes of viruses, on the other hand, are fundamentally different from each other. Some use RNA as their genetic code, for example, while others use DNA. Some are surrounded by an envelope, others are not. That's where the money issue comes in. Developing a new drug for each unrelated virus requires a fresh commitment of time and resources. A drug company would rather have one drug that will cure everything than to have 100 drugs that they are going to have to sell a bit of at a time for each problem. That has not kept pharmaceutical companies from testing drugs for one virus to see whether they work against another. With the new coronavirus, for example, scientists have been testing a drug called remdesivir, which was originally developed to treat Ebola virus. But it did not work very well with Ebola, and results are not so fascinating with COVID as well.